Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF bets race of the day for Friday, December the 8th. Race number 7 at Laurel. It's a one-turn mile for Waiver Maiden Claiming. Let's take a look at this field. And you might be asking, what is Waiver Maiden Claiming? Well, at Maryland, if you're a Maryland bred or a Maryland sire, you don't have to run for a claiming tag, which means only the open horses, the open bred horses, run for a tag, like the one premier event. We'll get to him in a minute, but remember, free formulator past performances for this race available on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Matt, the number 8 in here, yes means no, has a big Beyer speed figure advantage. He's 3-5 on the line.
He's 3-5 on the line. I don't know what kind of trip he's going to work out. He's been, let's say, off the pace in all of his 3 lifetime starts. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of pace in this race. If you just look at it from a figure standpoint, he makes all the sense in the world. Plus, he goes from 2 turns back to 1 turn here today. There's also a part of me that looks at it and says at such a short price, I don't know that I want to take him at something which he's 3-5 on the line.
I mean, he was 4-5 last time out against similar horses. You're right, it was a 2-turn race. I thought for the most part it was a good in-out trip and he was just a little bit even. But if you just go by the figs, he is way the horse to beat. Remember, if you are playing the Laurel Friday card, or if you're playing any card, DRF bets is where you need to be. $300 sign-up bonus, DRF.com/fall, promo code FALL300. I want to talk about the number 5, Bust Off, who's stretching out in distance for trainer Lynn Ashby. This is a horse who finished ahead of a couple of next out winners in his most recent start. His dam was a multiple stakes winner router. This horse should be forwardly placed, stretching out in distance.
Yeah, when you just look at the overall body of the field, it doesn't look like there's a ton of early speed signed on. I guess my biggest concern with this horse is you go back and you're right, there were a couple of next out winners, but there were 4 horses across the finish, and if you include the horse that was only a length behind them, there were 5. A little bit late with the lead change. Now you stretch out to a mile. There's a part of me, I wanted to like Bust than I do. I'm going to be against.
Let's see what the Timeform US Pace Projector has in store for Friday's DRF Bets Race of the Day. They have Bust Off out there with the number 1 Premier Event. And Premier Event, one of 2 in here, entered for the tag. This is a horse that, considering his pedigree, it was surprising that Windstar, China Horse Club et al. Ran him for 16 in the career debut. He ran okay. Not surprisingly, he was taken. But this is a horse that you would have to think wants distance.
You know, that's kind of the way that I looked at it. Breaking from the inside, he went 6 furlongs the first time out, and he was scrubbed on immediately, probably because he doesn't want to go that far, that short distance. He wants more additional ground. He gets it here. That inside post makes me think that you've got to send from the side. You're right. I guess you kind of look at it the other way and say, why is he dropped in for 16 on his debut when the dam was a graded stakes place router? You had a good efforts on turf. You had some decent efforts on dirt. You see Empire Maker. I just kind of look at it and say, of all these horses in here, I know this horse is going to want distance.
Steve Hamilton had his choice of 2 horses in here. The 1 Premier Event, the 7 Ferd Soldat. He chose the number 1. Let's talk about the number 7. This horse was beaten 20 lengths last time out in an open $40,000 claiming race going 1 turn. I thought it was kind of a slow race. Can you simply say maybe he didn't like that wet track, and if he can run back to the wet track race of 2 starts back, he's okay? Still, his Buyers are light.
Yeah, Buyers are light, and I guess I have a hard time saying, you know, well, maybe like one wet track as opposed to another, and I understand there can be differences in the surface, you know, depending on how much moisture it's taken, but at the same time, I kind of feel like you can't regress that much for me to give you another chance. I don't like this horse.
I think the 6 Swing Stage has an outside chance as he stretches back out and adds blinkers for the first time. I didn't think he was disgraced against maiden special horses back on November the 23rd. He was only coming back off 5 days rest. He ran okay. I think that horse on the lead was a big favor who just ran him off of his feet. Improving speed figures, a little bit of a pedigree for extra distance. Maybe Swing Stage could pick up some pieces at the very least late.
Blinkers going on. I wonder if you're going to get him a little bit more into the running early as opposed to coming from 15, 13, 14 lengths out of it. If he can stay within relative range of the leader, whomever that ends up being, I think Swing Stage is interesting as well.
The number 2 is Platinum Pound. Recent bullet workout for Platinum Pound, who is listed as a gelding for the first time. His dam was a grade 3 stakes winner going a 1-turn mile over a muddy track. And I thought this horse improved a little bit most recently, first time at this class level. Now, it was over a wet track, but he came about 5 paths deep in the stretch and he was making up a little bit of ground. This horse is slowly improving, but he's got to improve more.
Going to improve. You're right, that most recent run, it was on a wet track. I guess the thing that bothers me a little bit, he was on a track that was scheduled to be a turf race. Maybe he's going to be good enough to take a big step forward. I'm going to be betting against.
Much maligned, the number 3. Perhaps what he needs is a stretch out in distance. He has not done much running from 2 starts, but his sire, Pleasantly Perfect, wanted to run all day.
Certainly did, but I just look and see this horse right now, and he's got to be one of the favorites to run last in a race like this. That doesn't mean that he can't run well, but he's going to need to pick it up in a big way.
Zesty Czar, the number 4, completes the field. He is another outsider. Just hasn't picked up his feet from 2 sprints. Gonna have to do better. Again, a little bit of bottom on the bottom of his pedigree with Touch Gold as his broodmare sire.
And I think that's all you're going to bank on if you're liking the 3 or the 4. You're hopeful that that pedigree and this additional distance is going to translate.
Let's take a look at our picks for Friday's DRF bets race of the day. I went with the favorite. I just think yes means no gets through this. I couldn't touch him at something to 5 at odds on in here, and I wouldn't even be able to lean on him from a multi-race standpoint. I'd probably also use the 6 swing stage just a little bit in case this horse bombs as the chalk again. You have the most interesting horse in the race, the 1 premier event.
Yeah, and you know what? For me, it's either the 1 or the 8. I kind of think they're the 2 horses in here. I'm just hopeful that Hamilton is going to be aggressive with the 1 place in a race like this, where I don't think there's a lot of speed. And you know, you wonder at a sort of class level like this, does it become a war of attrition or a bit of a merry-go-round, where if you just get out there and there's nobody else that's going to push you, if you get a half of 50, is that going to be enough? I don't know. This horse is a superstar, but I'll take a shot with him. I went 1-8.
Matt's going 1-8. I'm going 8-6-5-1 in Friday's race of the day. Again, if you're playing at home, have to take advantage of a good deal offered by DRF Bets. $300 bonus, drf.com/fall, promo code FALL300. Approximate post time for the 7th at Laurel. Your DRF Bets race of the day for Friday, 3:30 Eastern. Good luck.